Folks, welcome back. Now that I've laid the foundational video for what this journey is all about venturing into this new world and pioneering and spearheading the development of this world, I want to start getting into the actual tangible topics throughout this journey. If you remember, if you watched the video from yesterday, if you haven't yet, I highly recommend you go back and have a look, because this is really the why and the fundamentals behind why we're doing everything that we're doing with this journey that we're about to embark on. And if you did watch the video, you will know that there's two main topics and two main themes that I was talking about, which are freedom and alignment. And essentially, I really mean freedom, and more so that alignment is the way for us to achieve true freedom in our lives. So what I want to talk about here very briefly, maybe in 1 minute or 2 minutes, is what freedom is. When I talk about freedom, what I'm talking about personally, and what it means to live in alignment. So when I talk about freedom, I don't look at freedom as the ability, as creating the ability to do nothing. I look at freedom as the ability to do more of what we love to do, and the ability to do less of what we don't love to do. When I think about just doing nothing, in my opinion, that's depression. I love doing, I love being, I love working, I love growth, I love progress. These are honestly the things, and I think many people have figured this out, of the things that create happiness, and the idea that it's in this progression that the happiness and fulfillment lies, rather than in the goal. So I never want to sit on a beach and drink margaritas all day. I'd like to do that I do that, but after, I can tell you, in about 2 hours, it gets pretty boring. At some point, you want to start doing something. So when I talk about freedom, I'm not talking about how can we become lazy and not do anything in the world. I'm talking about how can we do more of what we absolutely love, which means how can I spend half of my day focusing on personal development. What an incredible gift that is, to have the time to go to the gym when we want, to eat healthy meals instead of running around and eating McDonald's, to be able to meditate and take time to read and de-stress and have sex and whatever it is, these things that we want to do to help us. This is what I talk about when I talk about experiencing true freedom. And how can we do less of the things that we do not want to do? Now, what's the answer to that question? How do we achieve this freedom? I'm going to tell you how. The way that we achieve true freedom, meaning to do more of what we love to do, is by building a business that is an extension of who we are and our core values, as well as the life that we want to live. And this is also what I mean about, this is the idea of living in alignment. To align ourselves and the life we want to live with the business that we want to work. Now, why do I talk about building a business? How did that even enter this conversation? Because while maybe not for some, for a majority of us, we need to work. We need to make an income, we need to pay the bills, and we need to eat, and we need to survive. That's the reality for most of us. Until we fully escape the matrix, which I am doing in this same process of this journey that I'm taking you on into the human experience. It's all about getting as far away from all of that crap as possible and taking you with me. That's the ultimate level of freedom. But until then, the reality is we have to work and we have to make an income. And with that being the case, as long as you work for someone else who tells you what you have to do and when you have to do it and how many holidays you can take each year, and as long as you are working a job that you don't enjoy, if you're doing something that you do not enjoy and you are working for someone who's telling you what to do and when to do it, you will never be able to achieve freedom in that position. We have no choice but to create our own world and create our own situation. And if we ever want to experience true freedom, no matter how much we enjoy our job, if we work for someone or if we're an employee. I'm not knocking that, but if we ever want to experience true freedom, we have to work for ourselves. And the secret is to figure out what it is that we want to do and find a way to make an income doing that. So it's not about becoming free and living on the couch and watching television and eating potato chips and getting fat. It's about figuring out what is the thing that absolutely lights me on fire. What is the thing that I absolutely love to do? Is it working out? Is it surfing? Is it a hobby? Maybe not. Maybe you want your hobbies to be hobbies and your business to be your business. That's totally fine. But there are many things out there that light you on fire. And the idea is figuring out, how can I make an income doing one of these things? This is what I mean about creating and building a business that is an extension of who we are and what our values are, that also complements the life we want to live. And I'm going to be talking about all of this stuff in this entire process in detail. And I want to leave you with this thought. If Joe Rogan can sit on a podcast talking shit, smoking doobies with his buddies and make $100 million, you can absolutely support yourself in a way that you enjoy. This is not the old world. We are moving into the new world. The old world was our parents and their parents. God bless them with the tools that they had to create the lives that they created for them and for us, which I love my parents for. We're forced to make a choice out of probably 6 to 10 physical jobs in a physical location that they had to work at. We can now travel. We can now build an entire business online. Thanks to the pandemic, we can work anywhere in the world. And there is a way to do anything. We just have to be creative enough. And that is one of the things that I pride myself on. So this is the idea. When you hear me moving forward, I'm going to be talking all about how to help you break free, create more freedom in your life, and to live in alignment. It's important that we understand what these things mean. And this is what I mean when I talk about these things. I don't mean creating freedom to just go and do anything. I mean freedom to love your life to the absolute highest possible way possible. And how to create as much of the stuff we love, create as much time for the things that we love as possible, and remove all of the things that we do not enjoy in our life. That is the goal. And the way that we do that goes back to the idea of moving ourselves into alignment.